because I think Diallo will not agree with my point. And we always want to give him a chance to.
I ain't had a chance to read the article. You just
I
sent
haven't
it 2
either.
minutes ago.
Yeah, I haven't
could
either.
agree
I
with
just got
everything in here.
So just for the record, so thanks everybody for bearing with me. I just wrapped my meeting so about the testimony next week. So and I'm testifying twice next week for the House and the Senate versions of the bill, trying to get some collective bargaining. So we were meeting with some of my compatriots. But so this article, the author of this article just sent it to me saying that it just came out. So I haven't had a chance to read it either. So we can happily read it. I don't even know if I'm quoted accurately. Which LeBron James would the NBA get as a team owner? James has ambition, business savvy to join ownership. Unlike current owners, he's outspoken about social justice, because unlike current owners, he is outspoken about social justice. This is an Andscape. Got a nice little header graphic.
What about Mark Cuban? Mark Cuban is down.
Is he a better revolutionary?
No, he's a libertarian. He's a libertarian. Please.
Mark Cuban ride for the blacks. He ride for the blacks.
Does he? Are you joking?
Probably, I don't know.
Isn't he a libertarian?
I thought he said something conscious at one time. I don't know. Maybe he did.
I don't know.
That's all it takes.
He said he would love to bring a team to Vegas. He's not trying to take over the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Nah, he don't got Cleveland money. You know that owner don't like him.
He's trying to follow in the footsteps like Jordan, but unlike Jordan, James has been very deliberate and opinionated about his social politics, even when they run counter to the typical white billionaire conservative sports owner seen most recently in comments about Dallas Cowboys owner Jerry Jones.
Is LeBron James a big Cowboys fan? I think he's a big Cowboys fan, LeBron James.
Oh, I didn't know that. But I thought this was debunked. I don't know. This thing about Jordan saying Republicans buy sneakers too. I thought that didn't that series he put out just debunk that? I thought that was not true. That's always been a falsely reported quote. Anyway, I don't know. Let's see. James began publicly talking about owners 2016. Ain't no maybe about it. He told The Athletic in 2019, I'm going to do that.
He said, no, it wasn't. I'm sorry. The Republicans buy sneakers too. He did say it, but then he later said that he said it in jest. It was a joke.
Okay. Thank you.
He was just playing.
Let's see. Yeah, go ahead.
No, we said ain't no maybe about it. James says he's going to do this shit. So he's talking about he's
going to become an owner. He said in 2019 that he was definitely going to become an owner. James had the
he going to do it while playing or something, or because I know he
was I don't know that was the point. I think he was just saying he's eventually going to become an owner. James has had the necessary intelligence, confidence, and business acumen needed to be a team owner since he was in high school, says Ryan Jones, the former editor-in-chief of Slam magazine and author of 2003's King James Believe the Hype LeBron James story. Oh, I'm sure there's no... Of course no he would bias. Say that. Yeah, no bias. Go read my book and see how smart he is.
So, no, I can't tell you this. If LeBron James' son make it to the NBA while LeBron is still there and they play against each other on the same team, I'm going to watch that game. So
is he nice like that? Is his son nice like that?
I don't know, but
why are you going to watch that?
Because that's Black history, brother.
That's ball chasing, Diallo.
That's ball chasing Black history. How many times can somebody say that they and their son was on the court at the same time hooping at the highest level?
I played with my sons all the time.
But
what are you talking about?
Nobody's paying to see that though, Diallo.
They should. They shouldn't pay to see LeBron either.
I ain't saying I'm gonna pay. I said I'm gonna watch.
I like that
point. I'm not gonna pay. I'm gonna watch it. and your jump shot is broke, Diallo. So that's why.
But
It
to be
is,
fair,
though.
Geechee,
Who told you
to be
about
fair,
that?
hold on, no, the business of media don't work that way. If you watch it, you are paying.
Exactly. He don't even know.
So come on now.
Well,
We can't run that line. But go ahead. I mean,
I'm a pirate it. I'm
but
gonna
don't
watch
be
it on
scared of
somebody else's
Diallo.
phone.
If you want to ball chase, watch.
I stopped watching sports before I even knew Diallo, but I'm just saying.
Bless you, man. Right on, brother.
When that
Welcome
happens,
to the conscious community.
no, I'm watching that game. I'm sorry, I'm gonna watch that shit. I'm gonna watch.
Why? I didn't
see.
say you shouldn't. I'm just trying to understand your rationale. It don't make sense.
My why is
the gimmick.
I want to.
That would be the gimmick, huh?
I want to see the first time.
That's the bearded lady.
That's the first I want to see.
It's a gimmick. It's a sideshow attraction.
Well,
hold up. He owns 2% of my daughter's favorite football team. They suck right now, though.
He actually owns some of the Red Sox too. LeBron James, right?
And with his business partner Maverick Carter. Who's Maverick Carter? Is that Sean Carter's son or daughter? They got a kid somewhere.
No, it's a light skinned dude who be on his little.
Why he got to be the light skinned dude? Why he got to be known as the light skinned dude?
Because that's how you gonna remember him. You gonna identify him as.
Partnered with Fenway Sports Group. He added some AC Milan. He's working with New York-based private equity firm Redbird Capital Partners and Main Street Advisors. Who are these fools?
Yeah, y'all gonna have a hard time hating on LeBron James because 1, he married a black woman from high school, his high school sweetheart. 2, he put all his homeboys through school, and 3, he put them in business when they went through school. I mean, you're gonna have a hard time hating on the brother.
This is the real reason you can't hate on him. You can't hate on him because he stepped up his crew. Look at his crew with Redbird Capital Partners. Come on now, you can't front on that.
I wasn't even gonna say now.
You can't front on that.
Can you stop? I'm sure Geechee got a Bronny poster.
Ain't that former CNN dude?
Zucker?
Listen, stop crushing.
Stop crushing. CNN?
Just like
all white everything.
So, yeah.
Wow.
His homies.
Wait.
Get to carry his
we gonna find a black. Wait. There's a black guy.
They got some Asians.
Yeah,
they got the Asian row.
They count.
Dylan,
too.
what you doing in the Asian row, Dylan?
Kyle is not. Nah, Kyle ain't Asian.
We in there.
He from
yeah.
Oh, wait. Another black guy. We got 2 black guys on the team. We got 2 black guys.
Okay. You better leave that man alone.
I was kind of listening to why I can't hate on Bron because I've been hating on Bron, and I'd like to. My hater list is so long. I'd love to take some people off. So tell me again why I can't hate on Bron.
I'm gonna tell you. Let me get to the part where I think. Let me see where I think. Wow, there's a lot in here. Redbird. Redbird.
Where your code at, man?
I don't know. I'm
right there.
You saw me.
He saw ball in.
That's messed up. Wow, I'm way. Am I in here?
Balling.
Hey, Joseph Cooper. He's been on the program. He's a friend of the program.
Colin Kaepernick.
Wow, Derek Bell. Damn.
Anti-racist.
This is a long ass article, isn't it?
Our Lord and Savior, King James.
We're gonna have to come back to this because
the King James version.
Okay, here we go. The King James version. It's an objective fact that their black that their presence, that is the presence of black billionaires at the top, doesn't help the bottom, said Jared Ball, a communication studies professor at historically black Morgan State University and the author of The Myth of Propaganda, Black Bible. Hey, got my book in there. Go ahead. James becoming an owner is more symbolic than substantive when it comes to anti-racism work, Ball added. I never used that language, so I know I didn't say that. James speaks out against anti-racism and champions pro-black causes that are important to him, but as spokesman for a slew of brands in the NBA, he's not offering any genuine radical analysis or political program or activity that's going to intervene and interrupt, Ball said, which is okay. Not everyone is built to be.
You got a lot of quotes.
Uncompromising, disruptive. I mean, I had a lot to say. There are many people who feel strongly about certain issues, yet aren't willing to burn, blah, 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 blah. quote, he was a pro before he was a pro, Ball said. He was a kid and he was already on the cover of every magazine. So when was he supposed to become Malcolm X? Criticism aside, Ball said it's not fair to expect athletes or other celebrities to live up to the political standards or expectations of the more radical segments of society.
I don't agree with that.
I know you don't. There's a major difference between political activists and athlete activists, and it should be understood that activism isn't the main job of James and others. We can't expect him to reach our conclusions on his own in the context he's in, Ball said. He's an NBA player. He's a businessman. He's a corporation. He is a brand. He is not an activist. He is not an organizer. He's never claimed to be a revolutionary.
But
I've never seen
talk about what he ain't.
I've never, just like I said about you, Diallo, I've never seen him in any of the meetings I've been in.
I ain't seen you at the meetings I've been in.
A black secular
That's it. That was it, though. That was it, though. We ain't in the same meeting.
But let me tell you something. Y'all talk about what he ain't, but and what he is, though. What he is, though. But well, yeah, we can't expect whatever we want. If white boys can say, look, we expect you to wear suits, we expect you to conduct yourself in this way. White people can put demands on these dudes, but we can't expect them to be. You're a billionaire. Where the hell you get $1 billion from?
What do you mean white people put demands on them? Wait a minute. What? First of all, if white folks put demands on them, it's based on the fact that they're paying them. I'm simply saying, really, the context.
Whoa.
No.
Hold on.
Where do the white folks get the money that they use to pay them? Because if black people wasn't watching them and buying their damn shoes, the white folks wouldn't have the money to pay them. So
I don't agree with that. The money, I don't agree with that at all. The money comes.
Where do the white boys get the money to pay them from?
The ad revenue, the hundreds of billions of dollars that paid.
Where does the ad revenue come from?
Other corporations.
It's not coming from black people. That's the whole point.
Okay, no. Well, not black people individually. But where does wealth come from? What is the root of wealth?
Exploitation of
according
everyone.
to Marx. Exactly. So the money comes from the people ultimately.
Right.
It gets concentrated in the hands of the elite, but the wealth, the turning the tree into a chair, turning crude oil in the ground into gasoline for your car. That is the labor of the masses.
Right. So, but the handful, as I was trying to say before I was again interrupted, the handful of people that own that.
Advertising dollars.
They do. Well, I'm saying specifically, it's advertising dollars that pay the contracts that.
And the advertising dollars come from where?
Okay, but okay. But my point is that at the point of management of behavior, it is that same elite white group that handles that management of that process, that owns that means of production, that is paying them, and then therefore feels that they have the influence.
Them.
So my only point was and is that if we want our athletes, where historically they have stood
they're not ours.
If we want our athletes to do what we would like them to do, we have to produce the context and the movement that makes their decisions in the other direction untenable. That's all I'm saying. We cannot expect a teenager raised to be a professional athlete to become a revolutionary by the time he becomes a billionaire.
I agree with that. I agree that, but we also should, the people we are talking to, forget them. I'm talking about us, the poor and working class masses. That's who I really care about. LeBron is irrelevant. Let him chase all the balls they put in front of him. My position is we should not be elevating these people to this status. I agree about the expectation. Not only should we not, I know, but we should. This is something we can do. We can't.
No, I'm saying we don't elevate them. We didn't elevate LeBron. We didn't elevate. Black people don't create have to accept.
Okay, we do elevate them, do we not? Within ourselves, within our community.
No, they're given to us, and then we acknowledge them. But that with black people are not elevated.
In order for them, but they give them to us, and we accept them.
But you act like propaganda is
people in my grill every day. The black community, in terms of not elevate them within the white system, but they are elevated within our minds, within our community, within our culture. We elevate them as a byproduct, as a result of their status, as a result of their status within. It ain't like black people are indifferent to LeBron James. Black people are not indifferent to these athletes and entertainers. We don't take a neutral stance on them. They have status. They have status within the black community. They have influence within the black community. They have the ability to move and direct the black community.
Proximity to whiteness.
They don't have the ability to move the black community.
For whatever reason.
I don't agree with that. I think you're missing. Go ahead. I mean, you can't, but it's important not to leave out the process that is taken.
I'm not leaving it out, but that's a given. What I'm speaking about is the response to it. You
can't say it's a given and not acknowledge what it's doing. You're saying it's a given, but you're dismissing. You're not acknowledging the weight. You're not acknowledging the creation of people's interests. That's what I'm saying. So when you're saying our culture,
yes, I am acknowledging it, and I'm challenging it. I've been calling that shit out forever.
It's not our culture.
I've been telling black folks.
Battlegrounds.
I've been telling black folks that this sports shit, this ball chasing shit has too much clout, too much status, too much standing, demands too much of our attention. And we give way too much of our time, labor, and resources to the bullshit. I do fully acknowledge the undue influence of
I'm talking about why does that happen?
And the empty dream that we all one day can maybe raise up a child to chase balls on a professional scale. But I've been the number one critic of that bullshit.
No, I'm saying why. What I'm saying is you're not focused or not giving enough room for attention on to be given to why are so many elevating, and because again, when you're saying our culture, I don't think that's an accurate way of describing it. It suggests an autonomy here that doesn't exist. So the celebrity is imposed. It is with scientific, meticulous.
But it's a two-way street, man. I understand that they don't try to sell us shit, and they don't always succeed.
But it's not a two-way street.
They don't always succeed. You have to acknowledge.
If it's a two-way street, one lane is way bigger than the other.
That the white man tried to carry out, every promotional scheme the white man carried out has succeeded, right?
Not every single one.
Well, exactly. So there is an element to this whole dynamic, to this whole relationship of oppressor and oppressed, of influencer and influencee, where they don't sit down and study and test and review and evaluate because their shit is foolproof. So black people have exercised the capacity to say, yo, I ain't with that shit, or I ain't getting with that. There have been several mass influence campaigns leveled against the black masses that have failed. And they have to go back to the drawing board. There are several levels of indoctrination that black people have dissected and broke down where they have to come back.
And why?
So, but that's not what we're talking about right now. All I'm saying is, I'm just dealing with the particular thing, and you keep running behind these little walls that saying the black LeBron James. I'm talking about LeBron James. We know where he came from. We know how he got there. We know where he is, and we know the process of when he got there, because many people, more than I have followed his rise to stardom, right? Mm-hmm. Oh, you need something? Are you still heading downtown?
I was going to say the broadcasters got smarter.
Huh?
Yeah.
All I'm saying is, all I'm speaking to is the one simple position that saying, oh, we can't expect them to do this, or we can't call on them to do that. They're just an entertainer.
I disagree with that. I disagree with that.
Okay, I disagree with it as well. And all that other stuff is there. We can get into it. We can dissect it and break it down. But ultimately, right here and right now, without any of that, we can say it's not absurd for a black man to be able to take a black man who's traveled the world 1,000 times over, who has all of the leisure time in the world to understand the conditions of African people, if he gave a damn, and to make a positive contributions to the just aspirations of his people, as opposed to being a full and voluntary and enthusiastic ally and asset to our enemies. And we can expect that of him, and we can take the appropriate action when they fail to do it. This is a grown-ass man we're talking about, not just a marketing tool and a machine.
So I only think the people who decide not to speak, right? So for instance, I think Jordan and maybe even Kobe, those are athletes who intently did not speak on black issues, right? So I think those people you can't expect to kind of show up. But once you start to say something, once you become a LeBron, once you wear t-shirts, once you do the little conscious shit, then yes, you expect it to kind of do your research, study, and have a certain type of.
I think we gotta hold each other to their standard.
So okay.
This whole he couldn't do nothing.
Hold
Dave Chappelle has no agency.
I let you speak. Let me speak. And let me have an uninterrupted moment here, Diallo. Let me have an uninterrupted moment, Diallo. Thank you. So it is. I think it is. You give only lip service, dismissive lip service to the process by saying, yeah, we already get that, we already know that, we get that, and then but we need to expect more. I don't think it doesn't help us understand the situation to simply dismiss angrily the behavior of a celebrity and to say we expect more without understanding the context and the process that produced them in the first place. And I don't mean to just in lip service dismissively walk past it and say, yeah, we get that. I think that's part of the problem. I don't think people truly understand what is involved here. So even at the point, Geechee, that you're talking about, that he expresses some level of awareness, a lot of that is itself a response to the woke imperium, that representation of a legitimate wokeness by the state that stimulates some sort of a thought process, or even a political imagination, and even in a celebrity of LeBron James status, that makes him want to respond to the moment. So even what we've seen him do, wearing a t-shirt, speaking out here or there, he's responding to a moment, which is why he was also quiet when it came time to be critical of China, because he understood that the moment wasn't there for that. When that former GM said whatever he was saying and it threatened a business relationship with China, and LeBron didn't want to get involved with that. And in fact, at that moment, LeBron had said something along the lines of, well, I don't really want to speak on that, but then I'll come back and speak on Black Lives Matter and all this other kind of stuff. But that's the point. So at the point that he has that stimulated mind, relatively speaking, he's drawn to the woke imperium. He's drawn to the Black Lives Matter. He's drawn to the soft, liberal, performative response to the problem. There is no vibrant, strong, militant, radical movement that can drag him left of Black Lives Matter. So he ends up becoming what many in our community have become in response to the moment: a liberal, neoliberal, nonprofit kind of soft political actor, right, symbolically responding. So if we want more from that, instead of the easy low-hanging fruit of the celebrities ain't this, the celebrities ain't that, we should, I think, refocus our energies in building our movements and our organizations and making it impossible for LeBron or anyone else to go the other way, which is what had happened historically when we saw some differences in the behavior of celebrities. All right, that was it.
In terms of making it impossible, to me, it just doesn't make sense. Muhammad Ali, if we forget, in the 80s was doing promos for Reagan and became a corporate pitchman.
And what was the state of the movement by then? That's my point.
No individual,
the movement was different from where it was in the 60s and 70s. That's my point. That's exactly my point. We can't leave it to Muhammad to be the leader. He was himself responding to the Malcolms and the broader movement and the even your boy Elijah Muhammad. That's what he was responding to. He was made radical in his stance against Vietnam by a larger international movement against the war. He was not a leader of anything. Jim Brown and them were not leading anything. Bill Russell and them were not leading anything.
I was saying, my position ain't about getting LeBron James onto our side. It's for us understanding who he is as a class enemy.
But that's also what I'm saying. That's why I said
that was my point too.
Else. You said hold him to a higher standard, which is
I didn't say. When did I ever say? I'm on tape, brother. I'm on tape. You just go back. You go back. Listen,
you did say you did say we need to hold him to a higher standard.
I didn't,
and they got a responsibility. You did.
Listen. What I said. No, my position was we need to understand who and where he is. I said we need to not elevate him. We can't be elevating them, and we do elevate them, and that is a bad thing.
So how is that in disagreement with what I said?
No, that's what I also said is this bullshit. Like, we can't expect him to be a revolutionary. We can't expect him to understand. We can't expect him. Like, we're talking about children here. We're talking about grown ass men.
Now
he made a conscious and deliberate choice to align himself with the interests of capital, imperialism, and wealth accumulation. That is not something he just couldn't understand, and he's doing because he well understands where he stands. He well understands whose side he's on. I don't think that we should hold them to a higher standard. I think we should acknowledge them for who they are and act accordingly. That's what I just said.
So why are you saying you disagree with me? Does it hurt you to say, Jared, you're right? Because that's exactly what I said.
No, because you're talking about dismiss behavior. I didn't say anything about dismissing behavior. I said we have to acknowledge. No, I said you're dismissing the process
that led to his behavior.
I'm not dismissing it. I'm just talking about where I was asking Geechee, why are you going to go watch him and play the game? Why? What is the relevance of him owning a team ain't got shit to do with us, just like you said. But I don't believe in this whole, we can't expect these black men to be revolutionary. The blood clot, we can expect them to be revolutionary, and we can act accordingly when they fail to do so. They ain't billionaires. They're billionaires from the hyper exploitation of the resources and work of the masses. Ain't nobody done $1 billion worth of work. I don't give a damn how many balls you dunk. Ain't nobody's done $1 billion worth of work. So by the time you are multi-millionaire,
listen to me, Miss Valencia E. Diallo Kenyatta, you got to get yourself correct.
By the time you are a multi-millionaire and billionaire, you are a parasite. You are a parasite on the masses of the people. And we are worshiping and celebrating and somehow thinking that their parasitism is somehow a reflection of our collective progress. So my only point is, and I'll wrap it up here, is that if these athletes and prominent black people were in industry, in athletics, in politics, if these prominent black people do not act in the interest of African people, then we have to acknowledge it and act accordingly through shunning, distancing, and exposing them, as opposed to what I see us doing, celebrating and setting these people up as our goals and aspirational individuals. That's my only point. And you ain't got to go all the way back to understand nothing besides, hey, are they with us or against us? Are they on our side or not? It's just, you can work your way back from there.
But I guess, in other words, you agree with
me. Ain't nobody had ever seen me say, "Oh, we need to hold them to a higher standard." What?
But pretty much, you agreeing because to his point, like how they get there. For instance, like I told you, the barbershop conversation. Every last person that I've talked to, online and in person, the whole concept of the Chinese spy ship. All it took was one media blitz, and everybody just for sure that the Chinese are spying on us and blah blah blah. So it's the same thing with sports. All it takes is one thing to be said. But you just said you also disagree when Jared said if we need to be organized in a fashion to where it makes it hard for them to choose the wrong side. And then you said, no, that's impossible.
Well, that shouldn't be the orientation of our organization. I think that should be a byproduct of our organization, but it shouldn't be the goal. Organizing around getting these ball chasers and rich Negroes to be down.
Yeah, that wasn't the goal.
That should never be the goal. So that wasn't the goal.
One person.
I didn't say it was the goal. I'm saying it. I'm not saying it is the goal because there are some people that think if we can't get black celebrities and entertainers and athletes on our side, we're doomed. And there are people who spend a lot of time trying to convince and motivate these people to talk for us, stand for us, be with us. I'm saying that the black people, the masses, the grassroots, organic, bottom-up organizing is the only solution. And the elites and the wealthy and prominent blacks should be crawling to us and begging to us for entry and participation in our struggles. It shouldn't be us trying to and I'm not saying anybody said it, but I do see evidence of it within our movement and our community, trying to recruit these prominent black people to give attention to our struggles and give voice to our struggles. I think that's
Diallo,
very backwards.
Check this out. I agree with you, brother. See, it's not hard to do. It's okay.
Yeah, when somebody's right, it's very easy to do. But I did disagree with the fact that you said you can't expect them to be revolutionary, as if we're some conscious black people are somehow special or elevated. I do expect every black person to be revolutionary.
Diallo.
You missing my point, my man, but that's
real quick. There's this.
I expect both of y'all to be revolutionary.
Yeah, but I
expect LeBron James to be revolutionary. I expect Obama to be revolutionary. And if you fail to live up to that very basic expectation, then you are an enemy.
Remember when Malcolm X said that a chicken can't produce a duck egg? Remember that?
Diallo, are you surprised? Are you surprised when LeBron James don't speak about radical shit? Are you surprised about it?
No.
Or do you
I don't even know what LeBron James says. I don't follow LeBron James. I don't watch sports. I don't follow these athletes.
That's the point. You're not surprised because you don't expect anything different. So that's all he's saying. Like,
no, I expect, you know, when Kaepernick took a knee, I expect them to do surface and symbolic shit like Dr. Ball said, which I agree with. But my issue is that we don't, the fact that when they fail to make positive contributions to our just aspiration, when they fail to be loyal to the oppressed population that they came out of, my only position is they still receive the same amount of praise and accolades and upliftment within the Black community that they are unworthy of. So my problem is not that they fail to join us. My problem is that we as a community fail to hold and impose the proper consequences for their failures. That's my problem. I don't give a shit what they do.
Okay, so
they only make up a small fraction of our community. I don't think that it disappoints me when I walk out the house and I see Black children wearing Yeezys and Jordans and I don't see as many LeBron James sneakers. Why don't people wear LeBron James?
But Diallo, you're expecting a large amount of Black people with a celebrity-centered analysis to be radical.
Hell yeah, and that's what I work to do. That's why I'm sitting here across from y'all.
They're no different than
being lied on. That's why I'm tolerating being lied on and misinterpreted by y'all, because I am trying to radicalize my people. I want my people to become radical and revolutionary.
Of course.
And media and using whatever means at my disposal to radicalize the Black masses.
But you gotta know where they at first, and you gotta know where they at right now, and you gotta know they're not there yet. So by them not being there yet, of course they're gonna celebrate LeBron James opening a damn charter school that he didn't open, that the state actually funding, and schools losing funding for the charter school. Of course they're gonna celebrate.
We don't need.
Thanks for the super chat, Obi, and for the substantive.
What do you mean to hold people accountable? What does that look like? So we got a strong radical organization, and instead of attacking, Diallo, we're gonna go and get. If I had a strong radical organization, the last thing on my mind would be LeBron James.
I'm gonna introduce Diallo to the
my focus would be the state, multinational corporations, corrupt infrastructure.
You are really all
you
over
hold
the place.
them accountable by stop ignoring them, stop watching the games, stop buying the shit they endorse. We ain't got to hold them accountable. We don't even need an organization to do that. We can just do that by simply turning our backs to these ball chasers. Because, like you reiterated,
that's
they
organized.
have no real power. They didn't elevate themselves, huh?
Diallo, you said we could just turn our backs. That means it's organized. That would mean it would take organization to do that.
But when you say hold accountable, that seems like some direct action. We could just start ignoring Beyonce. Let the white folks go to the games and go to the concerts. Pirate the music. Get the bootleg version of the shit they endorse.
Diallo, you sound like the dude at the barbershop yesterday. I promise you. I'm gonna introduce y'all. He's an ex-military vet, and that's how he was arguing. He was.
I will.
Every time I turn around, now I'm a vet. I went from being Clarence Thomas to being a military vet.
Introduce us to that barbershop. I will, out of my own pocket, pay for Diallo to come down here, and we will visit that barbershop and tape a live episode of Earn Your Liberation from that barbershop. That's my next goal for the show. With that, if it's okay, I need to move on. So I'm glad we got to talk a little bit about the LeBron piece that came out. And I will have to go back and read the actual whole article because that was kind of fun.
Class enemy.